Well, the Me Too movement has certainly expanded its scope. It started, as you'll remember, with Hollywood producers. That seemed fine. Then it went after actors and performers. And now Me Too seems to be taking out movies themselves. Actress Keira Knightley says she won't let her kids watch Disney princess movies because of the messages they send. Here's what she explained earlier this week.
She's banned from seeing certain children's movies, right?
Yeah.
What are they?
Cinderella, banned, because, you know, she waits around for a rich guy to rescue her. Don't rescue yourself, obviously.
Right.
But Little Mermaid. I mean, the songs are great, but do not give your voice up for a man. Hello? Wow.
And you thought mindless 1970s second-wave feminism was over. Nope, it's back in force. Kristen Bell, meanwhile, says she isn't comfortable having her kids watch Snow White because it ends with Snow White being kissed by Prince Charming without prior consent, even though that kiss raises her from death. Better to die than not get consent. Author and columnist Mark Stein joins us tonight. Mark, kind of hard to create art within the boundaries of these ideological imperatives, is it not?
Yes, it is. Apparently, you're only allowed to have one school of propaganda now. I personally don't let my kids watch Keira Knightley movies because for the last 15 years, sylph-like Keira Knightley has taken down entire pirate crews single-handed in Pirates of the Caribbean. When she played Guinevere in King Arthur, somewhat to my surprise, if for anybody who's seen Camelot, this Queen Guinevere covers herself in blue woad and goes into full-blown woad rage and takes out 1,000 hairy Saxon guys single-handed. And if you're asking me which is inherently more ludicrous, Cinderella, where the coach turns back into a pumpkin, or the average Keira Knightley movie where she dispatches single-handedly 1,000 hairy Saxons, I'd have to give it to the coach turning back into a pumpkin. We're all entitled, all this is simply fashion. Fashions in fairy tales. And the feminist fairy tales of Kristen Bell and Keira Knightley are no more inherently unludicrous than anything that's gone before.
There's an awful lot of violence in these feminist fantasies, I notice. So it's totally cool to expose your girls to movies in which women slay people with swords, but it's immoral to let them see movies in which they get kissed?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I think if you see someone, for example, this is an important point about the prince and Snow White. You know, if you see someone who's down on the floor and ceased breathing, don't give them the kiss of life, because under the feminist rules, you can't kiss someone without permission. So it's very important just to leave them there dying, as the prince is now expected to do to Snow White. Personally, I think if we're going to remake these things, we should do it the whole way, and we should have, instead of having whatever it is with the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, sleepy, happy, grumpy, we should have Snow White, who makes the mistake of going to a Hollywood mansion, and the Seven Dwarfs are Harvey, Woody, Spacey, Charlie, Rose, and a couple of the other fellas, and go the full way with remakes. But basically, they're exposing what is the problem with their art, so-called, in that it's essentially meant to function as propaganda. And when it's propaganda, it becomes boring. These are universal fairy tales across all cultures. And there's a reason for that. And there's a reason why Keira Knightley kick-assing 1,000 hairy Saxons is not a prevailing fairy tale across all cultures.
Right, dark propaganda in which human warmth is outlawed, but violence is celebrated. It's pretty sick, actually.
No, that's right.
Mark Stein, great to see you.
Feminist violence. Thanks a lot, Tucker.
It's disgusting. See ya.